And welcome to this week's edition of Outside the Box TV. The moment of recording, it is July 15th in the year 2017. This program is going to be airing exclusively on Open Signal, formerly known as Portland Community Media, and my on-demand channel. This is not going to be on the general internet for free on YouTube. And there's reasons for that. We're going to talk about the shifts in consciousness, not for the better, hate speech, violent speech, political insanity that I am seeing on Facebook and YouTube, and the audience is going to be shocked by some of what I'm going to be sharing, but it needs to be said. I'm also going to be covering some news tonight. Going to be talking about how scientists are concerned about our grid during solar minimum, and for years I've been talking about solar maximum. It's important to look at, though, what they are looking at right now. We will also look at China and the South China Sea. We will also look at Russia and relations to Donald Trump. So this program, folks, for those that are new, is now in its 12th year. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I guess I could be described as mixed race. Father was born in Afghanistan, mother white. So I have a unique take on some of the racism that is taking place in this country, the white genocide hysteria. I have dealt with some things that others haven't, and I'm a controversial speaker. Both the left and the right, both some Trump supporters and Obama supporters, will prefer to call me a conspiracy theorist if I give them information that doesn't fit into their mold. You're going to get more out of this program if you get out of a left-right. And I say that as calmly as possible without going into a rant. And so there's information that everybody can take from this program. There's a reason why I called it Outside the Box. And there's also a reason why I look at the spiritual dimension of our lives. And I will always caution you to avoid ethnocentric behavior. As a former Portlander, I know what it's like to be judged for the content and to even be told by supposed progressives throughout America that getting spiritual discredits political arguments. And so I want to encourage people to get outside their box because there's obviously something much, much bigger taking place. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to just kind of dance around this. I am who I am. And it's important for me, though, to tell the truth, to speak honestly from my heart. We are dealing with spiritual warfare. You may not have come to an understanding that there is an evil behind these world governments. But as far as I'm concerned, I've just seen only more confirmation that aspects of our society, on both the left and the right, are under some kind of a spell to fight, 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 and get into their gangs. And as I watch Antifa in Portland square off against the Trump supporters in downtown Portland, I don't hear them talking about issues. Do you? Do you hear them talking about World War III? Do you hear them talking about the homeless epidemic and what we can do about that? We'll talk about that in a moment. I'm very aware of what's taking place in the city in which I was born. I'm constantly going to the Oregon Live and other websites, and I'm seeing some things that I warned you about, including the human trafficking epidemic, come to fruition. However, the very things that I'm warning you about aren't things that are happening now. I'm looking forward into the future at larger challenges that we as human beings on this planet, in this country, are going to be facing. So I look at the post-2020s. I look at the plans for war. I look at this period of 2025, which is basically going to be at the peak of solar cycle 25. After 10 years of talking about solar cycles and world wars, Alexander Chavinsky in 1918, look it up if you've never heard about it, and you are going to go down a real rabbit hole. Not Planet X or something over there. And I'll tell you what, there are a lot of things on the internet that are absolutely false. And there's actually more disinformation on the internet than ever before. But if you work on developing that inner knowing within, that's the place you need to turn to when you're trying to determine whether something is real or fake. Not the mainstream media, not Alex Jones, not others in the world. The whole thing about this, and what I'm saying to you now, is you should work to get to a point to where you have a greater level of intuition.
Never. Until you are dead.